All right, y'all. Just like everyone else, I am trying to put the pieces to the puzzle together so we can all get through this together. So, this may be information, some of it's already revealed, but I'm just putting the pieces to the puzzle because I'm seeking justice for these children and trying to help us as parents now to avoid certain traps and tricks and strategies that Satan uses to lure and prey on vulnerable children and also their parents, especially with the way the economic system is now and finances and inflation and everything. People are being pushed and pressured into this box to where if you're a parent, it's even harder for you to keep a roof over your head, food on your table, clothes on your back if these demonic elites who have their hands in our system are doing these type of things. So, this is the reason why I am doing this as a mother of two. I want to make sure that I'm helping parents pay attention to the signs, specifically the financial signs, because money, the love of money, is the root of all evil. And money, not all money is good, but people are put in situations such as now where a lot of people are financially strapped. And I don't want you to sell your own children or be manipulated in selling your children out of desperate needs to provide for them. The Lord is still the provider. He is still Jehovah Jireh. Excuse me, I'm sick, but just bear with me. I have a few things I want to show you all. So let's get into this video.
Things that people won't enjoy, it turns out that potentially one of the bad things to teach children is how to write.
Let me pause it really quickly and I want to show y'all something. So here is one of the journals of the victims. Now, this is the code. Now, this is probably early in the when it first began. And this is the translation of it. Here's the file number if y'all want to read it for yourself. The other one that has gone viral with the red stamping, those stampers with the paint or whatever. That one I could not find on the DOJ site, but this one is a new one that has surfaced. It's 32 pages long. So once again, you guys can pause and look for this for yourself. I'm not going to read it, but I wanted to show you that because of what he is saying. All right, let's get back into it.
So it's writing, reading, and arithmetic was supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be taught, but writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write in a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern. So your thinking becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle is they never wrote anything.
This is the reason why I put the captions on there, because when I first heard this, I'm going to have to take a look into who these people are, because I think Plato is one of the ancient like gods, the demons. I think that's the one. I don't know about these other two, but I think we should look into that for those who are Bible readers. And I mean, we all know they're worshiping demons is not a secret, but there could be clues, there could be things that we just did not pick up on, just to understand the elite's plan. Modern day, because this is only the past. We have to pay attention to how they moved back then and how they can move now in modern day times. And this is why life insurance plays a role.
They spoke, and people around who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was.
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a
Jesus actually did right. He wrote in the sand whenever he was um, asked by the Pharisees when the woman was caught in adultery. He was silent. He wrote something on the ground. Don't play with my God.
carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tonight? I don't want to get that.
But at least his written record.
Right.
One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me to your house.
Always flattered.
Vegetable
Let's
juice.
go back.
Look what vegetable juice does.
When did that, the beginning of that, was there any one aha moment in all these great thinkers? Did it happen before 2008? Was it after? That came up over, I know, many years, but when did you actually realize, hey, something new's got to be developed?
Yeah, that's great. Is that because again, I'm privileged enough to have people around me who've given lots of philanthropic gifts to institutions of higher learning, and when I said the
Institutions of higher learning. This is all code. If you understand this the spirit world and how these demons work and Gnosticism, they were all big on higher learning. We see this in Genesis 3. They were seeking knowledge because they wanted to know what God knows. So knowledge is not bad in itself, but when you idolize it and you want to obtain so much knowledge beyond just your regular human finite mind, that's when it becomes demonic information, not divine. Remember, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
impact, how do you judge the impact of your giving? And we sat down and said, no really new ideas have come out. And I realized that, of course, it hasn't come out because we've been looking at using science and mathematics, and it's the wrong tool. It's obvious.
Institutions that are set up and try to put forward knowledge and understanding and truth, should they take your money?
It is.
Derek Bach at Harvard said, taking money for good causes is a good thing.
So if Hitler took all the gold out of the teeth of the Jews and said, I want to give this to Heidelberg University to fund the Leibniz chairs so that I can study high energy physics, Derek Bach would say that was fine?
Again, these questions are questions where good people on both sides, like your Charlottesville, could differ. I don't know the answer to these questions.
So tell us the two. Give us the two answers. The one answer why it shouldn't be, and then the one answer. Derek Bach says, "I'll essentially take."
In this interview, Jeffrey Epstein is definitely a monster, but there's way worse monsters than him. I believe he's at the he's like a low level. There's higher ones. And the higher ones, they are protecting, like Miss Maxwell and all of them. Because there's people in higher power, like have higher demonic powers, and they are afraid. And this is why a lot of people are silent on these files and the information and what's going on modern day time, presently. Don't think this stuff stopped. Don't think it stopped.
Cash from anybody because I got so many projects, so many good guys, and this is the way I'll do it. So I'm indifferent to where the cash comes from. Money's money. And if I got good guys, I'm the fiduciary that says these are good people and this is good research, okay? I'll take the cash from any source, including you. What's the other argument?
Let me give you that. I know in my case,
Is your money dirty money?
if you live,
I just asked a question. Is your money dirty money?
no, it's not.
If you live. What? If you live?
So, in fact,
Why is it not dirty money?
because I earned it, a heart.
But you earned it.
I earned it legally.
We went back to this before. You earned
Yes.
it. You earned it, advising the worst people in the world, right? That do enormous bad things, and just to make more money.
Right.
So, instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
Do you think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no
Why?
question. Because I think ethics is always a complicated subject. But I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate polio in Pakistan and India,
Listen
instead
to
of
this.
asking me whether that money should be given to these children for vaccines, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio, and ask them if Epstein should have helped these people
If we
with their
walked in,
money.
if we walked in, you're
is
a
that a fair
mathematician. You're a mathematician. If we walked into that clinic where they're giving that money out to these people that are in the most dire straits of poverty and sickness, and told them that the money was coming from a, what are you, class 3 sexual predator?
Tier 1.
What's tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm
The lowest?
I'm the lowest.
You're
yes.
the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest.
He's the lowest of the predators, and the stuff that's in these files. And what? So if he wasn't doing all this torture and rape and stuff, like who was? We not asking the right questions. If he's the lowest of this demonic activity with these children, who is the highest? Why aren't these people arrested?
But a criminal.
Yes.
That the money came from them. What percentage of people do you estimate? I understand you don't like probabilities. Do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children?
I would say everyone said, I want the money for my children.
Did they know where the money came from?
I think if you told them, if I told them the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself.
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
Did y'all hear that? Let me rewind it back for y'all, just in case you missed it. Let's play it again.
If you told them, if I told them the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself.
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
Bingo. Bingo. Epstein ain't the devil. He probably one of his demons, though. I don't know. Don't even matter. If he's a devil or not, people can argue about whatever. I don't care. But this demoniac man just asked the question, if the devil himself asked you, would you sell your child for money? They would do it. People who are impoverished in these countries, third world countries, who are struggling just to eat and to have just the basics of life. They prey on vulnerable families and children and mothers. So if you are an unmarried mother, you need to make sure that you are not put in a situation and desperate to sell your children or traffic your children to these sex predators who are raping and torturing and killing and eating children. That's how they get them. Disgusting. Let me show y'all this. Let's go down this rabbit hole, y'all.
A big church and we use it for sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood. We sacrifice the baby, we do sex to the babies, we throw when we're dancing with the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
Before?
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where did the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How would you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off, then we kill the meat from the skulls, and then we put all the...
They're indoctrinating kids to do this to other kids. This is in London. This baby sounds like he's from London. I don't know how old this is, but my God. I can't even imagine the amount of demonic activity. Kids are so vulnerable at this age and they'll do whatever they want to do. And if they can't read or they can't write, they won't be able to understand. This is why they want to dummy down the next generation, our kids. This is why in America, this is why our education system sucks, because they're trying to groom our kids to eat other kids. This is disgusting. Why aren't people mad? Why aren't parents mad? But no, people want to keep their head in the sand and they want to watch the mainstream media because they don't want to wake up to the truth. Get out of the matrix, people.
meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it. Sometimes we roast it in the oven. Sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants, McDonald's in Hampstead, and East Finchley. And East Finchley East Finchley is a swimming pool, and in East Finchley there's a swimming pool, and
Look at his teeth.
the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it. Big.
Everybody does it. The boss does it. Everybody just eats children. Children eating children. Adults eating children's. Demons eating children's. I mean, it's demonic cannibalism to a whole nother level that nobody can probably comprehend. I don't even want to eat meat at this time. I'm about to be a straight vegan. Who knows? And then Bill Gates want to create some lab meat. How do we know we're not eating kids? I don't put nothing past nobody at this point. I don't trust nobody. And I'm not trying to be paranoid, but I'm trying to be realistic. This is the reality that we live in. And it's only going to get worse. Allegedly. We don't know. Who it's all, just made up. Just for entertainment. Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen to this. I came across this article as I was looking into the trust. I was following the money. A lot of the trusts they have, there's like the 2007 Jeffrey E. Epstein Life Insurance Trust number 3. I think people should look into that. 1953 Trust, the Butterfly Trust, these are not like nothing new. They have been known, but it's very interesting if someone could do an audit on that. Knock yourself out. But an amended complaint filed in February 2021, George accused Indike and Khan of acting like captains in his pedophile operation, forcing some foreign victims into arranged marriages with his American victims so they could enter the United States. I don't trust the government, but here's the FBI's website. And this is, look at that precious little girl. Look at this. Children, adults. I mean, just who knows? Who knows what they're doing? Who knows? Going back to the article, she says Epstein threatened bodily harm against 3 of his American victims to get them to marry 3 foreign victims, and that in each instance, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Indike and Khan knowingly facilitated the fraudulent and coerced marriages, performing and securing the legal and accounting work involved in enabling a fraud that would further bind Epstein's victims to him and enable Epstein to continue to control and abuse these victims sexually. Did they sell their children? Every parent needs to pay attention. If it's not your child, still pay attention. We cannot be ignorant to Satan's devices. And he hates humanity. And he extremely hates innocent children. This is why God said he hates hands that shed innocent blood, whether it's through essay, grape, unaliving. He hates it. All right, y'all. Until next time, shalom.